to the point, and with you is Anjana Om Kashyap. The country speaks just one language today, except of course the politicians for whom even the mutilation of our Jawans is a pot boiler for votes. The country looks at them in shock and disbelief. On the other hand, India salutes the martyrs. We salute the family, daughters and sons who face this terrible loss today. Mothers and fathers who question why this brutality. Will India avenge this? It's not easy to receive your father's, your husband's body beheaded. We can't afford to be a country of serial mourners. Before the burning questions of today, this report.
हाँ, जिस तरह बदला लिए हैं उसी तरह बदला लेंगे।
पापा की पूरी डेड बॉडी चाहिए। अगर नहीं पूरी मिली तो हम संस्कार नहीं करेंगे।
Dejected family members of India's brave hearts, martyr Naib Subedar Paramjeet Singh and BSF head constable Prem Sagar calling for revenge.
मुंह तोड़ उनका जवाब देना चाहिए। उनके हमारे पापा की इतनी हमारे लिए शहीदी, मुझे अपने पापा पे पूरा गर्व है।
As thousands converged to pay respects to martyr Prem Sagar in UP's Deoria, the call was loud and clear: make Pakistan pay.
आर पार दी लड़ाई होनी चाहिए। इन्हां नूं इक वारी सबक सिखाउणा चाहिए जी। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾੜੀ ਹਰਕਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਨਾ, ਇੱਟ ਦਾ ਪੱਥਰ ਨਾਲ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜੀ।
ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਾ। ਆਰ ਪਾਰ ਦੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਢਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਸੁਧਰਨ ਵਾਲੀ ਕੌਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਈ ਇਹ।
The sentiment was no different in martyr Paramjeet Singh's native village of Taran Taran in Punjab.
ਸਾਰਾ ਵਰਲਡ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈ, ਸਾਰਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਸਰਕਾਰੀ ਮੁਲਾਜ਼ਮਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ। ਐਡਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀ ਪਰਮਜੀਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਹੱਦ ਤੇ ਅਜੇ ਤਾਈਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ।
Anger against Pakistan also seen across the country, with protesters shouting anti-Pak slogans, burning Pakistan flags and calling for the government to act and act decisively. Nation mourns its martyrs as families bury their dead sons. Netas do what they do best: play politics. The nation witnesses a shameless, bitter political bickering.
एक सब पंतप्रधान जी ने सोचना चाहिए, उनका काम है। वो चुनाव के ऊपर कम ध्यान देना चाहिए, देश के हित के ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे लगता है।
During our time, only once this kind of incident. Now it is 3 times.
How long are they going to hide behind their rhetoric? How long are they going to hide behind their so-called aggressive nationalism?
As India cedes and a chorus mounts for revenge, PM Modi and his mantris cannot get away with high-level meetings, promises of one-liners. It's time for real action on the ground. With Shiv Pujan Jha in Deoria and Satyendra Chauhan in Taran Taran, Bureau Report, India Today.
We're joined in the debate by BJP National Spokesperson Sambit Patra. From the Congress, we will have Shama Mohammed in some time. We have martyr Captain Vijayan Thapar's father, Colonel Vian Thapar, with us here. Martyr Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia's father is going to be joining us. And from martyr Paramjeet Singh family, we have Ranjit Singh, and also we have Hemraj, whose martyrdom, if you remember, his body was also actually mutilated by the Pakistani army. We have Jai Singh, his brother, as well as his uncle, Hari Kisan, joining us on this debate. Sambit Patra, I want to come to you first. You are going to assure retaliation. We are going to believe you. You will say, we are not going to break this down on television for you, national television. We are going to believe that also. But why don't you realize it's now about India versus a butcher's army? This country wants to know, why is it that we are not able to instill the kind of fear in Pakistan that they understand once and for all that they cannot do something like this and get away with it?
You're absolutely right, Anjana. In fact, there is a great sense that India should do something against Pakistan, which teaches a permanent lesson to Pakistan. There is a great sense of hatred against Pakistan across the country, and people want action.
Yes.
Let me tell you that as far as action is concerned, there are two kinds of action. One is a tactical action, which has already been taken by the army, because if you remember, the army only yesterday has debunked 2 of the posts of Pakistan, which were providing cover fires to the infiltrators in the same area where the bodies were mutilated.
Where are we lacking?
Secondly, we have
Where are we lacking, Sambit? We need to figure out why they dare to do this. Why they dare to do this. We said we've done surgical strikes and successfully taught them a lesson. But they don't seem to have learnt a lesson, Mr.
Well,
Thapar.
where do we lack?
Yeah.
We should know it very clearly. Do we have a policy? Do we have a long-term policy for Pakistan? With each government, the policy is changing. Whereas Pakistan has got a constantly anti-India policy,
they're
which is hell-bent to destroy India.
Know, absolutely.
And we have nothing. We are only comparing the mutilation of one.
Beat their army, beat their government. They know they have to go against India, and then they keep themselves relevant in Pakistan. Absolutely.
All leverages possible. They are doing it.
But we, Mr. Sambit Patra, what he's saying is very important. UPA, then NDA. The policy changes. You come to, even in the elections, how the bodies of martyrs were treated actually became an election plank, if you remember. Prime Minister Narendra Modi would go around saying this in speeches. So if you have such varying policies against a country which is so hell-bent on going against you, how do you handle the situation? Sometimes it's said that you've become like UPA 3. NDA is becoming like UPA 3.
Not at all. In fact, people are listening to your channel, and I should enumerate as to how the UPA and the NDA are different, though we should not be politicizing this whole issue. But since you have asked a pointed question, you know, it's not just 2 posts which have been brought down. 7 Pakistani Jawans have also been blown by Indian Army. So this is just the beginning. Wait, in fact, the extreme punitive action would be taken against Pakistan. As far as the policy matter is concerned, I'm sorry to state, but this comparison was essential because a question was asked. In 2013, when the bodies were mutilated, in fact, India's statement was, it is not because of Pakistani army, it is because of the...
Don't do an A.K. Antony, because we've been criticizing him for trying to make it UPA mutilations versus NDA mutilations. Okay.
No, exactly. You asked as to how the policies are different, so I wanted to explain how the policies are different.
Let's refrain from this, at least on a day when we have so many people joining us from the martyrs and their families.
I agree with you.
Because it's not good that a Sambit Patra should do an A.K. Antony, at least today. I want to go across to Mr. Jai Singh, who's joining us from Mathura. जय सिंह जी, पूरा देश याद करता है, आपके साथ है, और जो हेमराज जी के साथ हुआ था, उनके पार्थिव शरीर को किया गया था, वो हिंदुस्तान कम से कम नहीं भूला है। मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है, क्योंकि बीते दिन से आप कह रहे हैं कि इस शहादत का बदला लो, अगर देश की सरकार, प्रधानमंत्री, रक्षा मंत्री और संबित पात्रा आपको सुन रहे हैं, सीधे स्पष्ट शब्दों में हेमराज के भाई के दिमाग में आज जब ये खबर बीते दिन आई है कि एक बार फिर से पाकिस्तान ने 2 सैनिकों के साथ ये किया है, क्या आता है आपके मन में, क्या है आपके शब्द, सीधे बोलिए।
हम तो ये कहना चाह रहे हैं सरकार से कि पहले तो हमारे भाई का सिर कलम कर लिया था, फिर अब 2 जवानों के सिर कलम कर लिए गए हैं। ये सरकार चुप क्यों बैठी है? इतना कब तक जुल्म सहते जाएंगे हम? इतना जुल्म कब तक सहते जाएंगे? जब हम ये कहना चाहते हैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से कि पाकिस्तान पर सख्त कार्रवाई करे और इसको मुंहतोड़ जवाब दिया जाए, और एक सर के मतलब तब 3 सर गए, 3 सर के बाद 30 सर आने चाहिए पाकिस्तान से, जब हमारे मन को सांत्वना होगी।
Sambit, you understand the sentiment? You want to respond to him straight away? Because I know it's very difficult to figure out what exactly is a muhtod jawab. We have to decode this from India's perspective. But you want to respond to what he's saying, because this is now a sentiment. It's India versus a butcher army.
No, definitely, I would like to respond to him. And in fact, he was with me in the Aaj Tak, and you were comparing there as well. So I had talked in Hindi, but I would like to know I would like to deliver this message to the English-speaking audience as well. That look, as far as this government is concerned, we are not going to spare Pakistan. Whatever I had enumerated right now, the blowing of the posts and the 7 Pakistani Jawans being killed, that is a small thing. That is just the beginning. We had in fact had a surgical strike. I don't want to chest thump about the surgical strike right now. Similarly, we would have extreme punitive steps in the days to come. आप थोड़ा सा धीरज रखिए। मैं जानता हूं धीरज एक ऐसा शब्द है जो आज नहीं प्रयोग करना चाहिए, मैं धीरज के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूं। आप विश्वास रखिए, क्योंकि आपने पहले विश्वास रखा था, सरकार ने किया था उरी के बाद हमला, इसके बाद भी सरकार जो करेगी हमें देखना है। हम यहाँ पे टीवी पे बहुत कुछ डिस्कस नहीं कर सकते हैं, मगर आपको मैं आश्वस्त करता हूं, आपके भाई ने जीवन दिया है, यह सरकार आपकी है, यह सरकार बदला लेगी, पहले भी छोड़ा नहीं था, अब भी नहीं छोड़ेगी।
Sambit, this country has to do something and do it fast. We have to decide on a single policy at least before we write it on our forehead, waiting always, something like that.
We are getting agitated today.
Yeah.
We are getting agitated today. Had we got so agitated and taken action when Saurabh Kalia's case took place in 99, when Ilyas Kashmiri, he cut the head of a dead man and took it to Pakistan, and Musharraf gave him a cash award then and there. When they dance like demons, you know, with a head there and get chanda from all the people. That is the time when we should have, if we had acted hard enough when Saurabh Kalia's case took place, today we wouldn't have had this case.
Now I want to go over to Ms. Shama Mohammed, who is joining us today from Mumbai, the Congress spokesperson. Shama Mohammed, I have a lot of very serious and difficult questions for you today, because we heard Mr. A.K Antony try and put a number to the mutilations. Now the mutilations of our Jawans becomes a pot boiler for the Congress party. To think this is the time to question the 56-inch Kasina, but do you realize that in turn you become very insensitive, because the way Congress party and UPA handled Pakistan in the last 10 years of your ruling, we saw that you took us nowhere.
First and foremost, Anjana, the line is not very clear, but whatever I've heard, I'm going to respond to that. We condemn this barbaric act, this dastardly act which has happened yesterday, and we are with the government of the day for any retribution or retaliation. Now we need to understand a couple of things. There are two ways one can act with Pakistan. Number one is that you become like the state of Israel, you become hawkish, you do an operation cast-led, you assassinate people, you go in flattened camps. That's number one. Number two is you work on dialogue, and then you do covert operations, which we were doing. And number three is none of the above.
Dialogue is going
now
on.
We do not know in which let me finish. Which category does the Congress this party fit? Because in the first, if the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to act, if the Bharatiya Janata, let me say, I did not interrupt. They need to remove the most favored nation status from Pakistan. They have to recall the ambassador, send their ambassador, recall our ambassador and send the Pakistani ambassador back, go and flatten camps across the border. If this is what the hawkish government wants.
Things you never tried doing.
So what is the policy of, against, we want retribution, what is the policy is what we are asking.
What is the policy,
what is the Pakistan policy is what I am asking Dr. Sambit Patra. If it is hawkish, go out and flatten the camps in POK. Why remove the most favored nation status? Send the ambassador back. Let's be that way then, if that's what you all want. That's what the country needs at this point of time. Because after surgical strikes, the Prime Minister promised there wouldn't be anything further. We had Pampur, we had Nagrota, now Udhampur. Fortified camps, you have to understand. It's not civilian areas. Fortified camps means there is something seriously wrong with our security situation.
Anjana, can I answer this question?
Before I go to Ranjit Singh, because I'm joined by...
Why is that man still there is what I don't understand.
Okay, fine.
I don't want to shout over her. I don't...
Sambit, what is the government's policy
today
right
I don't
now?
want to go into a shouting match. First and foremost, don't call India a hawkish country. India is never a hawkish country. India never had a hawkish policy, because India always believed in peace. It is always Pakistan which has stabbed us in the back. So please, for God's sake, let's not call our own country as hawkish. Number two, what is the plan of India? What is the policy of India? Shamaji, only about a few hours ago, Ghulam Azad has called on, Ghulam Nabi Azad, who is one of your most tall leader, he has called for dialogues with Pakistan. But this government does not believe in a dialogue with Pakistan till terror is on. Talk and terror cannot move together. How can the Congress call upon this government saying that we should have dialogue with Pakistan when mutilated bodies are being received?
If you don't believe in dialogue, what do you believe in?
This is not the time of dialogue. Anjana, look at her. Look at Congress. They want us to have dialogue. They want us to have dialogue.
What is your policy?
No, I'll tell you the policy, but this is not the time of dialogue.
You don't believe in dialogue. You don't believe in
not be pressing for dialogue right now. This is not the time of dialogue. And let me tell you.
Jawans die every day. These Jawans call
shout.
husbands,
Let's not,
they are fathers,
let's not
they are
shout
sons.
like this.
They
Let's
also
not,
alive.
let's not
Just
shout like
every
this.
time a Jawan
Let's have a
dies, my
decent and
heart
a courteous
bleeds.
debate
Need some
because we
clarity
have
on
members.
this. I need some
doing
clarity
about
on
it?
this. But I'm requesting both of you to
want to shout.
just hold on for a moment, please. Sambit, I want you also to hold on for a moment because I have with me Ranjit Singh, who's the brother of Shaheed Paramjeet Singh. His brother was cremated today in Taran and Ranjit जी मुझे एहसास है कि कितना मुश्किल ये वक्त है आपके परिवार के लिए लेकिन देश की सरकार सरकार के जो प्रवक्ता है रूलिंग पार्टी के वो आपको इस वक्त सुन रहे हैं क्या मन में आ रहा है आपके सबको गर्व है आपके भाई ने जो किया है उस पर लेकिन परिवार इस वक्त क्या कहना चाहता है
देखिए जी परमजीत सिंह जो शहीद हुआ है हमारा भाई बाद में था वो पहले एक हिंदुस्तान का जवान था वो आर्मी का जवान था हमारा भाई तो बाद में था उसके साथ जो हुआ है शर्मसार घटना है कितनी ज़्यादा शर्मसार घटना देश कैसे देख रहा है देश कितना सुन कितना रहा है देश कि साढ़े ना उसने क्या किया ये नाटक क्यों दिखाया जा रहा टीवियां ते असी ये पूछना चाਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ हिंदुस्तान की सरकार ਨੂੰ कि ਇਹ ਕਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਦਲਾ ਲਿਆ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਕਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਰ ਪਾਰ ਦੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਇਹ ਬੋਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੰਗ ਮਸਲੇ ਦਾ ਹੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜੰਗ ਲੱਗੀ ਆ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਤੇ ਕਿਸ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਹਮਲੇ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕਾ परमजीत सिंह पाकिस्तान तो नहीं गया पाकिस्तानियों ने आन के परमजीत का सिर कलम करके एक जवान और का 2 जवानों के शीश लेके गए हैं कितनी शर्मसार घटना है क्या आप क्या करवाना चाहते हैं कितने शीश पाकिस्तान को और दोगे मैं पूछना चाहता हूं सरकार से पाकिस्तान की शीश लाने की भूख कब ख़त्म होगी अगर उसको पूछ सकते हैं आप पाकिस्तान को पूछ सकते हैं कि पाकिस्तान को कितने शीश चाहिए जो माएँ बूढ़ी रो रही हैं जो पत्नी विधवा हो चुकी है वो अपना शीश देने के लिए तैयार है सभी पत्नियां सभी माएँ सभी भाई अगर कितना चेर ही पाकिस्तान को शीश देंगे कितना चेर असी पाकिस्तान को जन्मदिन की बधाइयाँ देंगे उसके प्रधानमंत्री को हमारे प्रधानमंत्री बधाई देते हैं ये बोलते हैं ये नहीं हो सकता वो नहीं
जी Sambit, do you understand this emotion?
जवाब चाहिए है
do you even understand the meaning of this emotion, Sambit? You grow up with a brother.
No, absolutely.
He joins the army, and then you get this news that your brother's body has been mutilated like this at the border, and you actually do the cremation for a beheaded body. This family has gone through a very difficult time. Now they're saying, why doesn't this government avenge this? We need to understand, every time we say that, okay, we are ready for a dialogue, okay, we'll send few MPs there, okay, we'll do this, okay, we'll try that, and then this happens on the border. These Jawans and their families ask, whom and what are we fighting for? What is the government's policy? On one hand, Pakistan is an MFN, most favored nation. We abstain from calling it a terrorist country in the parliament. Now, where do we stand? I think that's the question I make out from what Ranjit Singh ji is saying. It's a family that says that, imagine the emotion, Sambit. He says this man did not belong to a family, he belonged to the country. That's the kind of emotion these families have.
That is a fact. Let's understand that.
That's absolutely a fact. And that's something that Mr. Kalia has faced because of Gaurav Kalia. That's something that Hemrad's family has faced. And that's something that Paramjeet and Prem Sagar's family are facing today. As a country, do we have a reply for them?
No, you're absolutely right, Anjana. And in fact, I can understand the emotion of a brother who has lost his brother, and that too in this situation. As far as the government is concerned, well, yes, you pointed out towards sort of Kaliaji, you pointed out towards Hemraj. And it shows that consistently over decades, Pakistan has been doing this. And that's the reason as to why we should rather not be politicizing the issue, but we should all stand together to avenge. And well, yes, only yesterday the defense minister had said that there would be a revenge for this. And we all have faith and confidence in the Indian army. And the Indian army has stated that we would be avenging this death, but the time would be ours, the place would be ours, and the manner in which we would be avenging would be ours. So please have faith on the Indian army. The would surely avenge, because Indian army never rests in peace till they avenge the death of their own Jawans. They never rest in peace, I tell you. And thirdly, and very respectfully, I would request the Congress party also, please don't call us for a dialogue with Pakistan, because this is not the time for dialogue. This is the time to avenge the death. This is the time to teach Pakistan a lesson.
Yeah, I wish any party which is in opposition remembers this. Any party. And when I say this, I really mean it. Because we've had statements.
I want to come in here.
Just a minute, ma'am. Just a minute, ma'am. This is not about screaming Congress versus BJP. Because we've had ministers who are in the present government say very, very disrespectful things when they were in opposition. I don't want to get into those details, because I have a lot of martyr families with me, and I think the martyr families need to be brought forward so that they can put their point. Just a minute, sir. We have joining me martyr Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia's father, N.K. Kalia. N.K. Kalia, a question that comes straight from my heart for you. I have seen you over the years back to back on television every time such an incident has happened. Do you ever lose patience? Do you get really mad and angry? Your son's pictures haunt us and haunt this country, because every time we read about what was done to Saurabh Kalia, respect for his supreme sacrifice grows in our eyes. But do you ever, sir, get mad at and really lose patience? And if you were to just speak your heart today?
I want to thank all of you for inviting me to your show. I have a simple question to Indian government. It may be headed by Congress, it may be headed by BJP or any other party. Is Pakistan our friend or our enemy?
Sambit Patra, you want to respond to that?
There is no second thought to it, that Pakistan has always acted as an enemy, though India has always wished to have a friendly neighbor, and India has always extended a hand of friendship, because India always believes in peace and friendship, but Pakistan has always reciprocated in a way that I'm sorry, I have to call it an enemy state.
Yeah.
If we extend a hand of friendship to Pakistan, we should be also prepared for the treachery that they will do. Are we prepared for that? Or we just go to Pakistan, have a cup of tea, discuss peace and come back? What is the point of all this? At the end of it, we get our people butchered.
Sambit.
Can I answer this? Yes. Mr. Thapa, I have a great deal of respect for you, and I hope you understand this when I say that, well, yes, this extending hand to Mr. Nawaz Sharif, or calling Mr. Nawaz Sharif for the oath-taking ceremony, all this has to be done because of the very fact that we want to present to the international community that this is what India wants. India does not believe in non-peace. India does not believe in violence. India does not want to shoot and scoot. But this is what Pakistan has been doing, because after all, it's a global world and the international community is extremely important. The messaging and the optics have to be right. And that's the reason as to why, though India wanted to begin a new chapter of friendship when Mr. Modi became the Prime Minister, but looking at what Pakistan has been doing, we have to, and we have already scripted a different story for Pakistan.
Okay.
Surgical strike has already been done.
Just a moment.
No talks, talks are suspended.
I think Mr. Kalia has a counter question for you,
in the days to come, things would follow.
I think Mr. Kalia has a counter question for you before I go to Shama Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kalia. Go ahead, sir.
I want to ask another question. Does it take 70 years to recognize a nation's character like of Pakistan?
That's very crisp and very hard-hitting. Does it take 7 decades? I think, Shama, you should respond to this. This is very important. It is because of the policies we followed against Pakistan. Post-26/11 also, we were thinking of playing cricket matches with them. That's the kind of flips and flops we've had from the UPA government, because of which Pakistan has, over a period of time, mastered this art of how to deceive India. Shama, can you hear me?
Okay, let me say, we had a 1971 war. If we did not have that, we would be having two Pakistan, East Pakistan and West Pakistan, to fight against. We did that. We went out and we just have one Pakistan right now. And how dare they tell us that what have you done in the last 70 years? We had dialogue during our time. We have spoken to them, and of course there is no that by guns we do not win battles. You can see Israel and Palestine right now. We need, of course, to retaliate for what happened right now. We can't be quiet. That's why I'm asking Dr. Patra, what are you doing? And when we were right now, in the last 3 years, we had 1,323 incursions. I mean, it's just spiraled out of control. Dr. Patra, let me finish. So it's spiraled out of control.
I'm sorry, we're running short.
And we need to
we're running out of time. We're running out of time. Just one liner on which I want to close this. What should this country do?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Mr. Thapar, one line. Sorry, ma'am, we're running really out of time.
Right now, as we are with the government of the day. We want to know what is the response of the government. We feel for the soldiers.
Please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Please, ma'am.
I believe that
please, ma'am, can we lower the volume a little? Because everybody is listening.
A woman who's lost her husband today, she's put that grief aside, and she's so worried about her children, bringing up of the children, settling the children, that she is appealing to the government. Please don't forget my children.
Do something for my children, which just means that soldiers and their families are not feeling confident in this country, and we need to do this for our country. And also remember, this is India versus Butchers Army, not Congress versus BJP. Thank you, all of you, for joining me on this show. Keep watching India Today.